Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Our next guest says having a fulfilling love life involves a lot more than just getting physical. It's really about connecting with someone. So here to explain why, we welcome sexual wellness physician Dr. Kanwal Bawa is with us today. Dr. Bawa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, what do you feel like is one of the top concerns that couples come to you with?
I think people come to me more than anything else because of lack of communication. Because I think if couples could learn to honestly communicate and effectively communicate, a lot of their issues wouldn't exist.
But when you're talking about your love life and communicating, why do you think that's so difficult for men and women to talk about that?
Well, you've probably read the book about love languages. It's really quite true because some people need one thing, some people need another. So I think a good relationship involves the partners communicating and figuring out what the other person really needs. And here's the other problem. A lot of my patients come to me for intimate issues. And the number one key to success there is honesty as well, because you can't fake it till you make it. If you fake it, you'll never make it.
It's so true. So how can you help someone who's going through that when it's the communication, but someone just ultimately has like the physical touch, right? And that's their ways, their love. And someone else is something else. How do you kind of come in the middle to that?
Well, the number one thing I do with my patients in my office, and also the ones that call me virtually, is that I try to figure out why they have the issue in the first place. Because sometimes modern day doctors don't spend enough time talking to their patients. They figure their psychologist colleagues can do that. And I think that's a disservice to the patients and ourselves as physicians. So I talk to my patients, try to figure out what the real key issues are. And to give you an example, I recently had a lady who came to me who had complaints about her husband, but really the issue was that she was not opening up to him. So I would never have known that without talking. So I think providers like me need to do more communicating with their patients.
What are some ways that couples can improve their communication?
I think it's the small things. I think it's spending time holding hands. It's, old-fashioned chivalry. What happened to that? In today's Me Too world, sometimes, relationships suffer because of that. I think communicating as a couple is so crucial because everything that happens inside the four walls of your bedroom is determined by the relationship outside of it. It's not what happens at night, it's what happens during the day. And I think whether it's being cognizant of your parents, your couple's, your partner's needs, whether it's being cognizant of the fact that maybe they're a new mom and baby's been keeping them up all night, it's small things.
Small things, and then they can also then work into big things. So what are some ways that people can keep the spice in their relationship, whether or not it's been dating for decades or just in new relationships?
Well, part of the problem is that as people age, there are things that, seem to happen to us. For instance, estrogen levels fluctuate, testosterone levels fluctuate. And testosterone, by the way, is not just a male hormone. Women need to have it as well. So whether it's poor libido, whether it's being, fogged mentally, whether it's not finding the vigor to perform in the bedroom, so much of it is small things that can be tweaked. So if you go to your doctor and get checked for basic hormones, that's a big deal. Now there is so much great technology that I'm using, for instance, to help women with their intimate health, men with their intimate health, performance issues, pleasure issues. There's so much that can be done today.
You say that women should express what they want and their partner will then follow. I'm sure the switch is also true, but why do you think that's so important?
I think that men sometimes get the tough end of the stick. I think men don't always get credit. If women aren't honest with their partners, they can't provide to them what they're looking for. And I do believe, and research has proven that more often than not, men do want their partners to be happy. But communication is a two-way street, and pleasure is a two-way street. So if you don't communicate what you're looking for, you're not going to get it.
So true. Dr. Bawa, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to have more information about Dr. Bawa on our website at katcu.com.